Well, hello people of the internet, my name is DrOlzifer and I am proud to present to you the clusterfuck that is Battlefield 3 Armoured Kill on console. But yes, Battlefield Armoured Kill. I would like to just say that it is about as uncomfortable to play and as annoying and as fucking painful as having a monkey gnaw your balls off. Now, what I mean by this is that there's nothing wrong with the actual map pack. I mean, the point of a map pack is maps, right? The maps are perfect. The vehicles are perfect. Oh, no. The vehicles except for the flying tank in the sky. This flying tank with dynamite strapped onto it, with a monkey dancing on the back of it, this pimp mobile in the sky, is the problem with Battlefield 3 Armoured Kill for consoles. And it's not the fact that that is overpowered or anything like that. This flying tank in the sky will influence the entire defending team. Now, what I mean by this is that, you know how in PC there is 32 players, right? On console there is 12, which definitely isn't enough anyway, but these maps are big enough. And because of this AC-130 in the sky, everyone needs to spawn as engineer. Now, what I mean by that is that there's 12 players, so that means about 10 engineers and 2 spaces for noobs. That's basically the bare minimum you need to defend nowadays. Okay? You've got 10 engineers, okay? Ideally, in a perfect world, there should be 5 with the IGLA and 5 with the RPG or Javelin or whatever you want to use. Basically, what I mean is that when the AC-130 is in the sky, every single engineer on your team will decide to either commit suicide or respawn with an IGLA. Now, I'm using it here. Basically, the IGLA is the one that locks onto air vehicles. The Javelin and SMAW just shoot freely, but they're used for land vehicles generally. Now, the IGLA will be used by every engineer on your team whenever the AC-130 is in the sky, because they see it as an easy kill. And I know that there will be people who are saying that's stupid, but everyone does it. If that AC-130 is in the sky, you can guarantee every engineer on your team will have an IGLA. But what happens when the AC-130 goes down? Or what happens when a tank rolls into your deployment while everyone's using the IGLA? There is nothing you can do to defend against it, because that AC-130 has made your whole team switch into the land-to-air lock-on missiles. So you have no defense against land vehicles. So you don't have the liberty of having, like, a few people with the IGLA, a few people with the RPG. Because half the people don't think about this thing until it's too late. Then they'll switch, or the whole team will switch. It's like on Wake Island. When one person snipes, they kill one person, he decides to snipe back, everyone begins sniping, and you end up with no one winning. Except, of course, the one guy who runs from one end of the map to the other, avoiding all the snipers, and arms every single MCOM in the game. Now here's what I mean. That was our deployment those two people came from. Our deployment is to my right, is behind me in this game. Okay? Where I am now. Those people have parachuted in off the AC-130 into this actual MCOM station. Now, how did they do this, you might ask? Did they get a jet, fly over and jump out? Did they perhaps find some form of a crazy quad bike with wings? No, they didn't. Because the AC-130, which flies around the whole map, for your information, what they have done is they have waited for it to come over our deployment, and they have parachuted in off the AC-130. And I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking, well, they've sacrificed the gunner seat, there won't be as much firepower, that's perfectly balanced. Well, you're probably pretty stoned if you're saying that anyway, and it's not balanced that way. But what they're actually doing, what they have implemented into the game, the AC-130 is a constant mobile spawn point. DICE has decided that regardless of how many seats there are in the AC-130, regardless of whether or not there is a free space in the AC-130, every single person on their team can spawn in on the AC-130 and parachute anywhere they want on the map. So it does not matter whether or not you're defending the no man's land between your base and their base. It does not matter how good you are at the game, because at the end of the day, rush mode nowadays is whoever can disarm the MCOM fastest before another one gets armed. That is how defending on rush works now. I don't know what DICE were thinking when they made this DLC, but for consoles, it does not work having that AC-130 there. But the reason why they put that AC-130 in for consoles, even though they knew it was a terrible idea, because they had to playtest this, right? But the reason why they put that AC-130 in is because they knew that if they put the AC-130 in only for PC, console players would see that, think oh, that looks fantastic, why don't we have that? They would complain and complain and complain about why they don't have it, and now that we do have it, and people know what it's like now, in hindsight they definitely wouldn't have asked for it, because they just know that it doesn't work on console. And I am going to say this, and it's going to get me a lot of hate: AC-130 does not work in console. Maybe in Conquest, but definitely not for Rush. My god, how I hate that thing with a passion. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, for Conquest and all those other game modes, it's fine. And I'm sure it is. I actually personally haven't played with those other game modes. But Rush is my game. Rush is what I play. Rush is what I always post whenever I do anything that isn't close quarters related. Rush is my favorite game type, and DICE has ruined it for me. And I'm really not really happy, obviously. I'm really pissed off about this, because DICE really should have thought about how people would take this random clusterfuck of disarming the objective all the time. I have yet to win whilst defending, and it's actually really starting to annoy me. So yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the description, and hopefully I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to like this video. There's always more commentaries to watch, so you can head on over to the playlist. This is in a playlist, so you can have a look at all my commentaries. You can like my Facebook page, you can follow me on Twitter. I have lots of shiz going down, all of which you will find down in the description. So yeah, I will be seeing you guys later. Keep on keeping on, and bye bye.